Have fun and enjoy Friday here in Columbia, Missouri. All right, a couple of pieces of business here. Tune in Saturday night. That is May 19th, tomorrow night, for a special Blues on Broadway show featuring an interview and live music with the Reverend Freakchild. The Reverend will stop by at 9 p.m. to play some songs and talk about his newest CD called Dial It In. That's this Saturday night, tomorrow night, May 19th, in the 9 o'clock hour. Blues on Broadway, right here on KOPN 89.5 FM, streaming live on the web, kopn.org. Okay, let's see, microphone. Where you at, John? That's mic 2 and thread. Turn them both on there. I have a good friend of mine in the studio this morning, John Randall.
Hey.
Hey, Bubba, what's up?
Oh, nothing much, man.
And for those unfamiliar, John is a... What's that?
How do these headphones work?
You got any phones? Put on another pair. That's the best way. You got anything there? If not, you got anything there?
Oh, yeah, I got a little something there.
There you go. And let me give you a little volume here. Maybe that's a little bit better?
Testing, yeah.
All right, cool. Anyway, John is a local regional musician, artist, extraordinaire, plays a lot of different instruments, and is... been a friend of mine for many years, and I think this is the first time I've actually had you in the studio alone.
That's true.
Where I can actually do a proper interview, I think. So, yeah, so I'm going to ask you some questions, and we'll play. Did you bring a guitar?
I brought my guitar.
Bring a guitar with you? All right, so first things first, welcome to the show, John. Thanks for coming in.
It's good to see you back on the airwaves.
Yeah, it's good to be here, and I'm... enjoying it. It's been fun. And this is my friend Diana, who's sitting back here. Diana, that's John.
Good to meet you.
And Diana is hosts a program that's on at 10 o'clock called Speaking of the Arts, and she's trying to learn a little bit about the technical side of it too. So, anyway, what's up? Anything cool?
Anything cool? Yeah, a bunch of cool stuff is going on. I'm about to get ready. The Hooten Hallers are going over to Europe on Monday. I've been trying to get all my stuff washed and packed and all my ducks in a row for that. This will be our second tour over there.
You guys are leaving in just a couple weeks, right?
No, in a couple days.
Oh my gosh.
On Monday, we're flying out at, I think, 11 a.m. from St. Louis. So we're going to go down to Kelly's house on Sunday night.
All right. All right, so let's start out with a little bit of background. You are from the St. Louis area, correct?
That's correct, yeah.
And when and whereabouts did you start playing music? Tell me a little bit about your background.
So I started, got a guitar from my dad. My dad's been a guitar player pretty much my whole life, just real casually though, like early mornings. He's kind of a jazz player, so I have memories from being a little kid of going downstairs and Dad would be playing jazz chords on the little Alvarez electric guitar, and I would go over to his little amplifier and push the distortion button on it to make it. I was fascinated by the distortion button, and that's
figure.
The rest is history. No, but eventually, started taking guitar lessons, and this is probably when I was, I don't know, maybe 10. Started taking guitar lessons from a guy who was like teaching me how to read music on his staff and play out Mary Had a Little Lamb and
learning how to read music.
Yeah, I just did not take to it, and I didn't enjoy it, and it was just kind of like a big chore.
Right.
And I ended up getting this other guitar teacher worked at the same spot. It was like this really cool looking dude. His name was Jimmy Griffin. He still plays in St. Louis all the time. He was just like this long-haired, like ratty clothes, just like grungy looking dude. I thought he was just the coolest guy in the world. And I would take a tape into him,
right,
and or a CD or whatever, and
something you would listen to, or
yeah, I would play a song on there. He would listen to it, figure out how to play on the guitar, and write it down in a little tablature
on the tab, yeah.
And I just thought that was like wizardry. Like, this person can listen to a song and
just had a great ear, huh?
Yeah, but I mean, in retrospect, it wasn't like that amazing of a feat or anything. It was just like,
because you were just learning.
It was just so much cooler than the other dude teaching me how to pluck out Mary Had a Little Lamb. This guy's showing me how to play Bush and
right.
But then that was, I guess, where I really started enjoying the guitar and wanting to play it more, and then wanting to be in bands. And
right.
I didn't actually start playing in a band until high school. So 2000. Met some friends in high school, and we started a little band, and that's where I met Chris Baracevic, who went on to start the Big Muddy Records, which we've been involved with for years and years now.
What was the name of your first band?
The first one was Los Constables.
You were very popular with the local police force.
Oh,
I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think the word cop is actually an acronym for Constable on Patrol.
On Patrol,
right?
Yeah. I've heard that.
Okay, so the Constables first.
Those Constables, we were playing high school talent shows and little dance functions and stuff.
Right, just straight ahead rock and roll.
Straight ahead rock and roll. Like
3-piece, 4-piece, what?
Let's see. So that was 4-piece. We had me playing the guitar, another guitar player, a bass player, and a drummer, and then also a keyboard player and second vocalist. He's a very theatrical dude. His name is Sam Weller. And Sam was great. Sam would, just brought this kind of weird theater vibe to the whole thing, and it was fun. I don't know.
And you've been singing ever since early on?
Yeah, I mean, that was when I started singing, like, into a microphone.
Right.
And, I've just been kind of going since. Sorry, man, my brain's not quite.
Not at all, man. Not at all. It's cool. What? When did you meet Andy?
Met Andy up here in Columbia after we had both gone to. So we both came down here to go to school, and Andy had gone to high school with Taylor, my partner,
right.
And so she, we were introduced through her and all hung out together and stuff, and we had played in bands. Like our bands had crossed paths in high school.
Because you had Johnny O and the Jerks right prior to the Hooten Hallers getting going.
Right. That was just prior to the Hooten Hallers, and I can't remember if it was Johnny O and the Jerks or if it was Los Constables, where we played a show or played like a battle of the bands with Andy's old high school band.
Right.
We didn't know each other back then.
Okay.
They ended up winning the whole thing, and so that was my actual my first meeting of
right, knowing who the guy was or whatever. Right.
Well, I didn't even know who the guy was. It was just like, fuck, screw this band. Sorry, SGC.
Good morning, everybody.
But so then once we actually were introduced and hung out, it's like we became immediate friends, and
right.
At the time, neither of us, Johnny O and the Jerks had pretty much stopped playing at that point, and
right.
So we were like, yeah, let's just jam. And he had his drum sets set up in his room, so we would go over and just play old Beatles songs and old blues songs and stuff. And
right. Well, the first, let's see, when I came across you guys, it was 2006, I think, thereabouts. And I think that that was just the two of you. That was before the band's evolved a little bit since then. Paul Weber of Paul Weber and the Scrappers, Note, was with you guys for a year or two, I think. And,
a couple of years.
And then, and now for the last few years, you've been joined by Kelly. What's Kelly's name?
Everett.
Everett, that's right. Kelly Everett, who is a remarkable musician and an interesting addition to the band. So,
very much,
why don't you talk a little bit about the Hooten Hallers and the makeup of the band now and what you guys are up to? Okay.
So Kelly joined up. I guess she probably joined back in 2014. And we had like you said, we had been a 2-piece forever and never had a bass player, just guitar and drums.
Right.
Really liked it that way. People would be like, where's your bass player? Yeah, hey, I play the bass. You want a bass player? And we were like, nah, no, we're good. We like this 2-piece
we're good.
thing. But we had always kind of said, if somebody were to roll around who had a baritone saxophone, that would be something that we would consider.
Right.
A lot, mostly because we've been listening to this album by the Soledad brothers, and they have that their setup was occasionally their bass player occasionally would just play the baritone sax.
Yeah.
And it's like this
awesome
mixed with this kind of just dirty blues slide rock and roll kind of stuff. I was like, this is very cool. So when Kelly kind of came on the scene, we just asked her if she would play a couple songs, sit on a couple songs on the album we were recording as well. We were doing Chill the Coffee Fireball.
Right.
And so she came in and just instantly melded. She's just such a competent musician. She could really play on anything that somebody asked her to, probably. But we were just so thrilled by the sound and how she was just a very rad individual too.
Yeah, she's really cool.
So we were we asked her if she would just be in the band full time, and she was playing full time in another band, a jazz band in St. Louis. She was not thrilled with a lot of the aspects of this particular band. Mostly there's like a psychotic band leader involved, so she was pretty eager to get out of that situation, and kind of joined right up.
Didn't she play for a little while with your buddy Pokey Lafarge for a bit, or no?
Well, her husband Ryan Koenig plays
with
full time for he's the harmonica and like accessory percussion / 6-string banjo player.
Yeah, if you've ever seen Pokey and the Gang, you'll know what we're talking about.
So Kelly's definitely, she's sat in on songs. Right. She's played her horn up on stage with them numerous times and has gone on tour with
right,
them.
but wasn't actually considered
really
a full-time member
of the band. No.
All right, and let's see. And speaking of them, it's a pretty interesting group that you guys all come from. Frankly, there's a whole lot of different directions that musicians from your gang, I guess I'll call them, from out there in the St. Louis area, have taken. But really, quite a group of musicians, man.
A really incredible bunch of people, and then it's less so with me and Andy because we're living here in Columbia, but all the guys in St. Louis, Jack Grelly and Ryan, and they're all playing with each other, all mixing around their sounds on each other's albums. And
well, I think those guys would appreciate your modesty, but I'm sure they consider you and Andy and Kelly, certainly part of the group out there.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. But just our opportunities
to mix and match like that,
to play with them like that, they're a little more limited.
Right. No, I think that's one of the things that builds such a great scene. When Dave and Dave were here a couple of weeks ago, I got the copy of the record over there on the wall, actually, and of course they're friends of yours as well. And when you sit in, when we have all the Daves playing together, that's quite an experience.
Yeah, I think we'll be doing that tomorrow at the Rose Music Hall Happy Hour.
Is that right?
Yeah, the Daves, and then Dave Ream and myself and Dave Randall will be.
All right, so we got Dave Angle, Dave Durnley, Dave Randall. Dave Angle, Randall, Durnley, and Dave Ream.
There's also Dave Lotman, saxophonist.
Nice. All right. Well, that'll be something to try to hit up.
It's the patio out on Rose. It's 5 o'clock tomorrow, 4 or 5 tomorrow.
Yeah, it's my favorite to be out there in the park. They've done some pretty cool things over the weekends in the summer. Logboat's another place that does some cool outdoor concerts in the summer. I'm sure you guys will get around there maybe too.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Europe's coming up, and that's got to be exciting. You guys went a few years ago, I remember.
Went a few years ago, and we're really excited to go back. We're playing a couple of the same places, but a lot of totally new stuff.
Well, man, I saw the schedule.
Yeah.
It's quite full.
It's pretty full. It's good though. It's like you want to play as much as you can.
Yeah, well, I mean, it looks. I mean, I think you're there for maybe 45 days or something.
Yeah,
I bet you got 35 shows. Yeah. Anyway, that's
not a whole lot of days off, but that's all right.
That's gonna be a lot of fun. Who helped you book that, or did you guys do it on your own, or what?
We work with 3 different booking agencies. One guy is Roots Town, I believe it's called, does most of the Central European stuff,
right?
And then, oh man, I'm not going to be able to remember the name of these other companies, but there's this fellow Pepe is our guy who's doing all the Spanish stuff, and then there's a third guy who is booking, was in kind of the Eastern Europe, like we're doing Croatia and Serbia and
awesome.
I believe Hungary. I could be wrong about that.
Nice, and you'll be you're doing some shows in Spain.
Spain and like France, Germany, Belgium,
right, all over the place. Well, Europe's so cool because relatively speaking, it's not that big.
Tight, man.
Yeah. That sounds great. And do you have sort of a like a road guy with you that's going to be helping out?
We got this guy Ozzy who is
nice.
Driving the van. He's providing the back line, and he's going to help us sell merch and just generally like. He'll be our dude.
Right.
And I've never met Ozzy, but I know I've got a feeling he's going to be rad. Right now, he's out with our friend's Left Lane Cruiser. He's doing the same
Those guys are
job
great too.
for them. And so he's going to drop them off at the airport in Paris on Monday and just pick us up, and we'll start right away. So he's not really even taking a break between the two tours. But it's good. So we're using all their same equipment and stuff. So, it's been road tested.
Perfect. Oh, it's going to be great. It sounds like it's your first time. I know it was a little bit more difficult because you probably the first time you do anything, right?
Yeah.
Now you guys know a little bit more. And
we kind of know what we're going into, and we're also a lot more organized this time. And Kelly has a ton to do with that.
Right.
Like, she was really just kind of starting out with us when we went over last time, but sort of since then she's taken the organizational aspects of the band and really just
notched it up,
solidified. So yeah, we're more organized than we've ever been, thanks to Kelly.
All right, well, cool. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's. I'm going to play a piece of music here since you mentioned Chillicothe Fireball. It's one of my favorite records of yours.
All right.
And then we'll have a couple minutes for you to get kind of settled and get your guitar out, and we'll play a couple things for the audience.
Sounds
here.
good.
Okay. All right. Once again, you're listening to KOPN Columbia 89.5 FM. My guest is John Randall, guitar player, and he does a lot of other things actually for the band. We'll talk about some of his other instrumental capabilities. I want you to tell him the story about the VSO later. But right now we are going to play a song from the album called Chillicothe Fireball, and I think this is the title track or the song that starts off the record. It's called Oh Jolene. Back in a few minutes. This is Mike. You're listening to KOPN Columbia.
1, 2, 3.
Nothing to give you, baby, but my love, and I gave that to you, did I not? Jolene, you're the sweetest thing that I've ever seen, baby. You know I love you more than the moon and the stars up above. Time I saw Jolene, she was standing by the edge of my door. I I look into her eyes. Now she's starting to get restless. I can tell by the look in her eyes. But we're meant for each other. I hope someday she realizes. I said, oh, Charlie, I can't treat me so mean. Oh, the things you do, they just ain't right. No, baby, no. But, oh, Jolene, you're the sweetest thing that I've ever seen. And you know I love you more than whoever you're running off to be with tonight. There was something I could do to make you see. I want to make you see, baby girl. I'm like, oh, Jolene. Oh, Jolene. There's something that keeps you coming back to me. Oh, I love you, baby.
All right, the Hooten Hallers on KOPN Columbia 89.5 FM. That's a song called Oh Jolene from the record Chillicothe Fireball from, I think John was saying, 2014 or so. 2014, that record was released. And I am in the studio with my friend John Randall, guitarist, vocalist, slide player, violin player, fiddle player, and extraordinary musician from around the block. And John is with me here in the studio. And how's it going, brother?
Hey, Mikey.
And you got a sweet-looking little guitar there on your lap.
I do here.
Why don't you play a song for us? But tell me where that guitar came from. I've never seen that one before.
This guitar is new to me, but it's an old Regal, and my friend Joe Dames gifted this guitar to me.
Joe Dames from the Dome?
Joe Dames from the Dome. Joe Dome Dames.
Joe Dome Dames.
He's made kind of a hobby out of collecting cool vintage guitars.
Is that right?
I was out there, maybe it was on Easter for family dinner, and he was like, John, take this guitar home with you. You don't have to ask me twice.
That's right. Well, Joe's a great guy, and he does a lot for the local music scene out there at the Dome, actually, too. There have been some amazing shows over the years out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, what are you going to play for us, John?
I think I'm going to play a song. How about I Just Knew You'd Come Around? This is off our newest album.
What's the name of that record?
It's self-titled, The Hooten Hallers.
Fantastic. All right, John Randall from their most recently released album, The Hooten Hallers, on KOPN Columbia.
Well, hello, baby. I'm so glad you came around. Been so long since I've seen you, darling. I wanna grab you in my arms, jump up and down, baby. Sing glory, hallelujah. What was lost has now been found. Well, honey, I just knew you'd come around. Oh, people been talking, baby, since you left me in this little old town.
They say you never loved me, baby, but that you only put me down. Oh, well, they're just jealous of the love that's so real and so profound. Well, honey, I just knew you'd come around. I just knew you'd come around, pick my heart back up off the ground. I'm not surprised you realized all the true love that you have found. I was sad when you were gone, but I knew that it would not be long till you was right back, oh baby, right back there in my arms. So welcome back, baby. Come on in, put your suitcase down. Well, I got some beans and greens simmering on the stove, some chicken just getting brown. And later on, baby, we could get drunk, and I might sing you about the old side of town. Well, honey, I just knew you'd come around. Yes, darling, I'm so glad you came around.
Hey, all right. Thanks, Mikey.
I love it. John Randall. Thank you, John.
Hey.
What is the name of that song?
That's called I Just Knew You'd Come Around.
I Just Knew You'd Come Around.
Hey, yo.
And that is from the new record from the Hooten Hallers. And, you know, you guys have been quite... I don't know. I've been hearing your name and seeing you a lot around town. I know there was a magazine a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
that had a great photo of all three of you. Just fantastic.
That was the move from the Tribune.
Yeah, their Move magazine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was, I don't know, a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that was a fun photo shoot and a real nice write-up from those guys.
Yeah, that was really cool. And I know you had a big show at the Blue Note last week with Paul and his gang.
Paul and the Scrappers.
How'd that? I was out of town. Otherwise, I'd have been there.
Oh, that's all right. It was great actually. A bunch of people turned out. We got Josh and Chelsea from Tiny Attic to take some videos and had Will Reeves record the whole set. So we're hoping to get some live material from that, either in the video or audio side or both.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You said they did some filming as well?
They did some filming, yeah.
Maybe
Chelsea
put a little video
was up there on stage with a real nice camera. And,
nice.
Yeah, we're gonna get some good sound from that.
All right. Okay. What else do I want to talk to you about before we have you play some more music for us? Well, I mentioned that you are quite a musician, and when I first met you, I pretty much saw you playing the guitar, but you've picked up a few things since then. And the most interesting one for me was to watch how you learned how to play the fiddle, because I mean, I was there when you sort of picked it up the first time, and
still trying to figure that one out.
Well, I don't know. In my eyes, I was stunned by how quickly you learned how to play the thing. And please do me a favor for the listeners who haven't heard. Tell the story of the VSO.
Oh, the VSO. Oh, so I had a violin that Steph Foley had given me.
Right.
I don't know if she gave it to me or if I stole it or if maybe we traded something. Anyway, I got this violin from Foley, and it was just really, really beat up. You could tell somebody had played the hell out of it. The fingerboard was all worn down in these very specific spots, and it was hard to play. Like, you know, it just wouldn't stay in tune. It was just kind of a piece of junk. And then I found this other violin in it was like in a flea market in Provo, Utah, and it was in this case. The case looked nice, like, you know, it was a decent shape, and the violin, you know, the fingerboard was all straight, and it just looked new and nice to me, at least. And it was like $40, so I figured, even if this is a total, you know, if it's a piece of crap, I'd still get this case that I can put my other violin in. You know, $40 seems nice. Right. And it was broken. The little pin on the bottom was broken. So nothing could hold the strings on there. But I figured that'd be a pretty easy fix. So I took it, brought it back home to here in Columbia, and took it to those guys in there, Crazy Music, and was like, can you fix this violin? And he's like, no, we don't work on violins, but here's this guy's number. He's the violin dude who we refer people to. All right, so I get this guy's number, and I arrange to go meet him at his shop, which is at his house in Columbia, and show up there, and I give him my violin. I explain what the problem is and ask him if he can fix it. He takes it upstairs. He's upstairs for about 10 minutes, and he comes back down, and he sits down in front of me and holds the violin. He says, now, I could put this little end pin back in there, and you would have to give me $10, and it would essentially be the work that you wanted to do. Or you could do what I would do and take this violin and throw it in the trash where it belongs, because that's what it is. It's trash. And he like launched into just how horrible this violin. He's like, it was probably made with child labor. It's like I would be embarrassed to play this violin. He goes, this is what people in the violin community refer to as a VSO, or a violin-shaped object, but it is not a violin. And I was like, man, just give me my VSO. Here, take this $10. Let me get out of here. And so yeah, then I just felt like I should label that thing on the back and just own up to what it is. It's a VSO, but it's my VSO.
And ever since that thing's been putting out music, I think. So I've seen you play a lot of songs on the VSO. Anyway, that's a great story and one I always get a kick out of. So thank you. All right, why don't you play another song for us here? Actually, let me. You can think about what you want to play, and I'll do a little PSA here. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Just like this.
Some of the funds for this program are provided by listener support and through a donation from Socket. As a local internet, phone, and telecommunications provider for Missouri homes and businesses, Socket is proud to support community radio in Columbia and throughout Missouri. More information about Socket is available at socket.net or by calling 1-800-SOCKET-3.
All right. Thank you, Socket. We appreciate the support, and for all of our supporters, underwriters, local people who help with their time, with their wallets, we appreciate it all. And KOPN would not be here were it not for the support of this community. And that's why we call ourselves Community Radio, okay? 89.5 FM, you're listening to it, KOPN Columbia. Lovely Friday morning here. I got my buddy John Randall in the studio playing some songs for us. And he didn't bring the VSO with him. It's a little bit too early for that thing. But anyway, we'll say hi to John again.
Hey.
All right, you going to play another song for us?
Yeah, I'll do another one for you.
All right, what do you want to play?
I'm going to do, how about I Know Everything?
Fantastic. Love it. This is from Chillicothe Fireball, I think.
It sure is.
Right?
Yep. All
right, John Randall from the Hooten Hallers. We got a little solo concert going here this morning because Kelly couldn't be here. She's in St. Louis. Andy's got, I would say he has the bottle flu, but he hasn't been drinking for quite a while. So I can't
coming down with something.
I can't blame it on that. So anyway, it's good to have you, John. We'll hear a little bit of music right now.
All righty.
Try to tell me that you love me. Oh, now don't try to tell me that you care, because I know, I already know. I do not want to hear your explanation. I can't even stand to look into your eyes, oh, because I know, 'cause I already know. I know everything, I know everything, I know it all. And my eyes are open, I can no use to hide all these things that have been going on. a man cannot abide. And I know, and I already know, I'm gonna expose you, every one of your snake-tongued friends. Oh, you mean no good to anybody. Your welcome is at an end. Because I know, I already know. I know everything. I know everything. I know it all. Well, I know about your secrets. I know about your lies. I know about your bloodlines. I see through your disguise. I've been to Colorado. I felt the dreadful rumbling sound. I seen the ancient city miles and miles beneath the ground. Alrighty, Mikey.
I love it. One of my faves. I know everything.
Yeah.
Cool song, little conspiracy background there, huh?
Conspiracy background, little vibe going on there, yeah.
Hey, you come across Sasquatch on your travels out
Always
there?
looking, still haven't though. I think I might have seen some droppings.
The van.
The van.
The
Hooten
van. It had a great run.
Had a great run.
What's the next what's the next vehicle on the list?
Well, we're looking something newer, more reliable, something that we don't have to worry about
Well, you worry
breaking down constantly. I don't know. We just need something with lower mileage, but not too low mileage.
Right. What's the plan after you get back from Europe? Are you guys gonna take a little time off this summer, do a little recording? You gonna keep touring? What are you doing?
We're gonna keep on touring. We're gonna be laying down some kind of demos for recording, which we're gonna hopefully get to in the fall. Still currently kind of in the writing and planning phase for most of these songs.
Who does most of the writing, composing, lyrics? Do you guys do you put songs together a lot on your own, or do you guys collaborate, or a little of both?
It's a little of both. One of us will have occasionally it'll be a full-fledged song. Sometimes it's just a chorus or a
an idea,
verse and a chorus, maybe an incomplete thing or just an idea of a melody. Mm-hmm. And then we'll get together and hash that out as a band, usually right before we record it. But if we're lucky, then it's good to be able to write a song and then play it on the road for a while, because we found that if you record it first and then start playing it, inevitably it changes anyway. Right, but it changes pretty drastically in the first
few times.
20-30 times you play it,
right?
That's when it'll really kind of fall into a
you kind of dial it in, right? Yeah.
So we like to try to do that with as many songs as we can, road test them before we would actually record them.
You gonna be road testing some stuff in Europe?
Yeah, we're gonna try.
All right, cool. And all right, so you come back, then you've got the fall. Hopefully some good shows around town when you guys get back. Will Reeves, I wanted to mention Will.
Oh yeah, Central Cellar.
Yeah, Central Cellar Studios. He's been doing so much great stuff, and he
really has been just putting out a lot of really good. He's great producing. He knows his room, and he knows his equipment so well. He's a technological wizard behind the mixing board.
Well, everybody that works with him, at least most of the people that I talk to, seem to say the same thing, and he's really added a lot to the scene here. So
I definitely agree.
So
with
shout
that.
out to Will.
What's up, Will?
Yeah, and everybody else around here. You know, the Columbia scene, the Mid Missouri scene is awesome, and I'm glad to be able to get to be a part of it, and ever since the old Blue Fugue days, you know, there's so many things that kind of spun out of there.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking of Josh Wrong. I don't know, just Josh came to mind for a minute for whatever reason, but his band, the Royal Furs, they're doing some great stuff. Ruth is going to be here next week, actually.
Oh, cool.
And her and Jeff are going to come in and talk for a little bit.
That'll be great.
Yeah, they're both fantastic. So anyway, really great stuff around town. And you know, John, before you play another song for us, I put a little photo up on Instagram last night because I went into my old Radio Orbit archives and I found the last time that you guys were on the air. It was New Year's Eve, 2007, and we were up here. And we had a huge party up here. I don't know if you remember, but but it's great. And you and Andy were just tearing up some of the original real raw stuff. It was awesome. So anyway, it's been great memories, and it's been a thrill to watch you and your band evolve and actually succeed as much as you have. I'm so proud of you guys. And
thanks so much, Mike. We're stoked to be a part of the whole thing around here.
Oh man, it's been great to watch it. So anyway, I'm thrilled to have you, and we got maybe it's time for a few more songs. You got plenty in you, I think.
Yeah,
right?
I'll play another one here.
Okay, one more.
Let's do one from one for Radio Orbit. Some of the old stuff.
Okay, John Randall on KOPN Columbia 89.5 FM.
This morning like a slap in the face. I think it's high time I left this terrestrial waste. I'm going to outer space. Yeah, I'm going to outer space. Oh, well, you can have my money and the keys to my place, because I won't be needing them in outer space. Well, now this moonbeam mama with a smile on her face, I said, baby, you're much too pretty for the human race. Let's go to outer space. Yeah, let's go to outer space. Oh, she left without a word, but the smile on her face seemed to say, hey baby, I'll meet you in outer space. Bye. Because you're never gonna see me once I take to the sky. Oh, you'll never understand the way that I felt when I look over and I seen the asteroid belt. You can sit at home with that same look on your face. But one of these days you wake up and you realize what you've been missing all along was up in outer space. Yes, up in outer space. Oh, well, I'll meet you there, baby. All you gotta do is name the time and the place, 'cause I think that what you're looking for is in outer space. Yes, I'm going to outer space. singing rhythm and blues. Oh,
An oldie but a goodie.
an oldie but a goodie. That's the Radio Orbit original.
Yeah, I think you played that on the air a long time ago. Yeah, it's been some great history, John.
Yeah, Mike.
Okay, so what do you got going this weekend? You're getting ready to go to Europe. You said you're playing
Getting ready
tomorrow.
to go to Europe. Gonna sit in with the Daves tomorrow, happy hour at Rose Music Hall.
That's 5 o'clock or so.
I think that's about when they start that day.
Hey, out there in Listenerland, that's one not to miss. That'll be a lot of fun. You got Dave Durnley, Dave Angle playing some great blues guitar. You got John Randall sitting in. Dave Randall. Pardon me, sorry. And you'll be playing the fiddle.
Yeah, I'll be playing fiddle and a little guitar.
Okay, and then we got John Ream on the drum kit, probably playing a little.
Well, that'd be Dave Ream.
Pardon me. John, Dan, Andy, I don't know what anybody's name is anymore. And Tony playing the sax. I mean, Dave playing the sax.
Dave.
Yeah. Anyway, catch the Daves tomorrow at 5, Rose Music Hall. That'll be a great happy hour fun show. Always is. All right. And Europe, are you guys? Do you have other bands that you'll be playing with? Do you know anything about whether you're opening, who you're?
Well, a lot of the shows I think are going to be just us. Mm-hmm. There may be some with local bands that we don't really know about at this point. Right. And then we're playing a handful of festivals, and a couple of those are with groups that we know from over here in the States, and also some of our friends from Colorado and Canada are going to fly out to Germany for one of these festivals. So
that's awesome.
We'll have a little American powwow in the middle of nowhere in Germany.
Did you make any connections last time you were there that held on or no?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we'll see. We'll see exactly how it pans out after we actually go over there. But some of the gigs and like all of this stuff we're doing in Spain with our friend Pepe is kind of based on connections that were made the first time we were over there. Yeah,
right on. What about Jake? Is he going with you?
No, we wish that Jake was going with us. I'm sure Jake wishes too, but just couldn't quite swing the. I mean, plane tickets are expensive.
Yeah, the economic side of it. Yeah. Well, for those who aren't familiar, Jake Broderick is a local artist, actually. Probably first and foremost. He's worked at lots of places around town, but he's a great artist, and he also does merchandise for you guys, right?
He does. Well, he's done a couple of. I mean, he sells merchandise, right? And then in the past, he's made a lot of posters for us, T-shirt designs,
right? All kinds of really cool stuff. Yeah. So,
he's having Jake on the road is a great thing, and I feel like it's kind of sometimes can be a bit of an unsung hero role in a touring band is the merch person. People are like, oh, it's you're just selling merch, but it's not. It's not an easy job, and Jake does a really good job at it.
And he helps you guys out a lot. And it's a big, friendly family operation anyway.
Absolutely.
So. All right, well, I'm going to ask you to play one more song, maybe.
I can do that.
Then I can prepare for Diana and for Monica Palmer, who are going to come in here in just a few minutes. Top of the hour, 10 o'clock, they'll be doing their weekly program called Speaking of the Arts, where they interview local people that are involved in all kinds of different artistic expressions. So Diana and Monica in about 10 minutes. In the meantime, we're going to hear another song from John Randall from the Hooten Hallers, and we'll see what he has in store for us here. You've been listening to it on KOPN Columbia. Actually, I got to do one more piece of business here, John. The Stormwater Division of Jefferson City's Public Works Department has advice to citizens about helping to maintain the quality of their water. Never pour anything into stormwater inlets, not even yard or pet waste. Do not over-fertilize. Periodic soil samples can help determine the proper amounts you need. And household chemicals and motor oil should be taken to hazardous waste disposal sites available in most of your cities. Don't flush that stuff down the drain, okay? All right, if you do that stuff, it'll be helpful to yourself and your community and the local environment. Okay, it is about 9:50 on Friday morning, May the 18th. And we'll let Johnny tune up for a second here and tell everyone to have a great Friday. I hope you guys get out and see some music tonight, maybe tomorrow, the Daves at Mojo's like we're talking about, but lots of great live music around Columbia all the time. And we're fortunate to have such great music around. I don't think it's First Friday. I think they do that, obviously, the first Friday of every month. But that's a lot of fun, too. So anyway, okay, let's see here. Do that.
All right, I think I got it.
All right, we got one more from John Randall here, and I hope you all enjoy it. John Randall from the Hooten Hallers on KOPN Columbia.
I'm going to play this song that Paul Weber wrote for us. It's part of his scrap metal trilogy.
Yeah,
but we recorded this one on our most recent self-titled
He's a
album.
great songwriter, and
He's written a number of songs for us too.
Well, you guys do most of your own. I know he's got a couple out there of yours. So. All right, thanks.
It's 200 Scrap Part 2, The Scrapper's Lament. Silently screaming, alone in my room, lying in bed with what used to be you. You say I'm dirty, you say I'm uncouth, you say whatever you think is the truth. Oh, you tell me all the secrets of what life's all about. Tell me unfriendly that you're moving out. You say I'll never make more than a buck picking up metal in my pickup truck. And you don't have to tell me, I know how you feel. You're too good for iron, you're too good for steel. But if you can't dance to these old junkyard songs, then I suggest that you get moving on. It's funny how all these people, oh, they joke and they scoff when they see your truck loaded and rolling right off. Where one man sees failure, shame and despair, or another man sees buried treasure right there. He sees a good honest living alone in the wind, just looking for another load to haul in. It's funny all these valuables, all the folks throw away. And it's funny how you are walking out on me today. And you don't have to tell me, 'cause I know how you feel. Oh, you're too good for iron, you're too good for steel. But if you can't dance to these old junkyard songs, then I suggest that you get moving on. Well, maybe someday, baby, on down the line, you're gonna tire of the sour of grapes and of wine, society's riches, and all of that's fine.
But maybe someday, baby, you're gonna just wake up crying. Then you long for your old life on the outskirts of town, because everything is made out of plastic now. You can count on this iron like the blood in your heart, because it's always there with you, even rusted apart. And you don't have to tell me, I know how you feel. You're too good for iron, you're too good for steel. But if you can't dance to these old junkyard songs, then I suggest, baby, that you get moving on.
Okay.
All right. What a fantastic way to finish the show.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, John.
Happy to be here, man.
All right, been a thrill. Everybody, thanks again. John Randall in the house, and good luck on your upcoming tour. The Hooten Hallers, John, Kelly, and Andy getting ready to head across the pond there, and I wish you the best of luck, John.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, have a good time. We'll see you tomorrow, okay?
All right, bud.
All right, man. All right, everybody, it's Mike. You've been listening to KOPN Columbia 89.5 FM. This is one more song from the Hooten Hallers on the way out here. You've got Monica Palmer and Diana coming in to do Speaking of the Arts in just a few minutes. Enjoy your Friday. This one is actually another song by the Hooten Hallers that was actually written by Paul Weber, and the only reason I'm playing it is because it's one of my mother's favorite songs, and my mom's listening, I think, back up there in Illinois, so this one is for my mom. And I hope everybody enjoys your Friday. Once again, KOPN Columbia 89.5 FM.
Sing my praise. Now she cursing my name.